Hi everybody, it's Wednesday. This Saturday, September 23rd, is the 18th annual Bisexuality Awareness Day. Why September 23rd? Well, in 1999, Wendy Curry, Michael Page, and Gigi Raven Wilbur got together and decided they wanted to celebrate bisexuals with a huge party. They decided on September because one of their favorite bisexual celebrities was born in September, and Gigi Raven Wilbur's birthday is September 23rd. So in celebration of the 18th Bisexuality Awareness Day, I thought it would be really fun to give you my list of my favorite bicons. I did not coin that term, though I wish I had. First one on my list is Josephine Baker, a renowned entertainer in Europe because America is racist. Josephine Baker always wanted to be an entertainer and be famous, and America didn't want any part of it, so she went to Europe and became really famous, especially in France, where she ended up living most of her adult life. She was also a French spy in World War II, and I'm really sad that we didn't want her here because I do. Baker also wanted to make the point that brothers and sisters could be adopted and come from all walks of life and still be brothers and sisters, and so she adopted 12 children. Her son Jean-Claude Baker is the one that talked about her being bisexual after she passed away, stating that she definitely did have relationships with both men and women, including Frida Kahlo. The second celebrity on my list is James Dean, who was not super open about his personal life, but was pretty freaking bi. My favorite story about James Dean takes place on the set of Giant, where he was co-starring with Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson. Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson made a bet about who could get James Dean into bed first. And Elizabeth Taylor was convinced that it was going to be her because she was Elizabeth Taylor. Well, Elizabeth Taylor did not win the bet because Rock Hudson did. The next person on this list is, of course, Frida Kahlo, who I've talked about on this channel before in depth, although not great depth, because so much happened to that woman. Oh my god. The next person on the list is David Bowie, who famously straight up just told people in interviews that he was bisexual, and then when he was questioned about it would just be like, I answered your question. I'm bisexual. I'm attracted to more than one gender. This one is for Sarah because she's the one that told me about it, but Vincent Price was actually bisexual. His daughter talked about it in an interview, I think with NPR. Sarah will correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, there was William Shakespeare. I do not care what history says. Dude was bi. His sonnets about women were like, your skin is pale and decaying and lumpy. His sonnets to men were like, oh my god, I can't wait to spend another minute with you. I need to be around you all the time. Let's not pretend that William Shakespeare wasn't bi. Next on my list is Hans Christian Andersen, who was hella bi, but dude was hella Christian and sad about being bisexual all the time. Maybe not because of his religion, but definitely because nobody ever returned his feelings. It's very likely that he was not only bi and having romantic feelings for men and women, but that he was also ace, because you can be both. Despite its name, bisexuality does not just mean that you're sexually attracted to more than one gender. Not only was this guy found with a letter from his childhood crush in a pouch on his chest when he died, but he also wrote a love letter to another man who then wrote in his own memoir that he could not return the feelings. The poor boy. The last of my no longer with us bicons is, of course, Freddie Mercury. Wow, what a guy. Freddie was known to have relationships with both men and women, so I like to think he was bisexual. Freddie Mercury is the father of bisexuals. Moving on to bisexual celebrities that are currently living. First one is Drew Barrymore, who I've hinted at that I have a huge crush on, but like I do. Drew Barrymore has openly talked about having relationships with women, and like, I'm just saying, if Drew Barrymore showed up to my house and asked if I wanted to be her girlfriend, the answer would immediately be yes. Next is Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, who I thought was like 20 when he was actually like 35. I was in love with Billy Joe Armstrong before I knew he was bi, and then when I did, I think that was definitely like helpful in me realizing that I was also bi. Green Day is hella political, so like of course this is something that Billy Joe Armstrong would not shy away from talking about. Next is the uncle of bisexuals, because Freddie is the father, Alan Cumming. Of course Alan Cumming is on this list. Alan Cumming was one of the first celebrities, maybe ever, but definitely for me to have seen, say, yes, I was married to a woman, I'm married to a man. That doesn't make me not bisexual. So thank you for that, Alan. I really want to talk about Julie Murphy really quickly. She's the author of two of my favorite books, Dumplin' and Ramona Blue, and you know, according to her Twitter bio, we're basically the same person, except that she is a Slytherin that likes cats, and I'm a Hufflepuff that likes dogs. And the very last person on this list is somebody that I mentioned in my coming out video. It's Megan Fox. I've been in love with Megan Fox since I was probably like 11. She was one of the first women I ever saw in a public spotlight say, I'm bisexual, this is legitimate, this is who I am, and I'm happy with that. I've had a crush on Megan Fox a lot longer than I haven't had a crush on Megan Fox. So those are my bicons. There are plenty of other bisexual celebrities. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. In the comments below, let me know who some of your bicons are. Happy Bisexuality Awareness Day, and apparently Bisexuality Awareness Week. I don't know if that's also a thing. Maybe they're both a thing. If they're both a thing, more partying for me. If you're not already subscribed to The Princess and the Scrivener, please do so down below, especially if you'd like to see more videos on Disney, intersectional feminism, pop culture critiques, and more. The Scrivener will see you next week.